Welcome, Anderson. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christopher Anderson, the CEO of Clover Carbon Exchange. Welcome to our online meeting at Clover Carbon Exchange. I have a lot of experience and knowledge in carbon credit trading and environmental protection because I worked in economics and business management for a long time. My job is to make plans and lead our company. We want Clover Carbon Exchange to be the best place for trading carbon credits. In 2020, we launched carbon credit securitization, making carbon credit trading more accessible. Carbon securitization involves buying various verified carbon credits and grouping them into 5 primary products. This approach removes the old way of buying carbon credits and contributes to stabilizing their prices. As a result, investors can confidently own carbon credits on our exchange, providing them with peace of mind. The carbon credit market is looking promising. Last year, the global trade value of carbon dioxide permit hit a record high $909 billion. In the European Union's emissions trading system, the cost of carbon permits averaged around $87 per ton last year. Comparing this to our current carbon credit prices on our exchange, we could see growth of tenfold or more in future. By joining Clover Carbon Exchange, you will be part of a team that's benefiting from this once-a-lifetime tremendous opportunity. I want to say thank you and welcome to all of you.
Thank you, Anderson. Okay, thank you.
Good day, my name is John and I'm the corporate presenter for CCE. Okay, so for today, what I'll be doing, I'll be breaking it down into 3 things. I'll be explaining the corporate exchange, followed by the admin exchange, and then some global outlook for 2024. So let me, please give me a moment while I share my screen. Okay, let us begin. Now in this session, what you're looking at is the corporate exchange. We're going to go over the components to show you how our corporate clients can buy and sell carbon assets. Okay, let's break it down. Now on the top left, you will find 5 tabs that shows the current assets available for trading in the exchange. The first tab is highlighted. It's CCC, or otherwise known as the Corsia Aviation Credits, that represents securitization of carbon credits from projects dedicated in offsetting CO2 from the aviation industry. Now following CCC is the NCC, or Nature Carbon Credits. This is the securitized form of credits generated through nature-based projects. Next tab will be the RCC, and this stands for the Renewable Carbon Credits. That is securitized form of carbon credits generated by a renewable energy project. Following that is HCC, or Household Carbon Credits. These are the securitized form of carbon credit projects focused on improving cooking solutions and lowering the greenhouse gases generated within household activities. And last tab, but definitely not the least, is NEC, or non-exchange credits. These are securitized form of carbon credits that is issued through market registry and meets eligibility criteria, but is not included within the standard contracts. Now, you might have noticed I keep on using the word securitization. So let me explain to you what securitization means, so you'll be enlightened and you'll understand exactly what it is that we're doing here. So securitization is the process of pooling or grouping carbon credits into interest-bearing securities, which are tradable and transparent. This process leads to enhanced liquidity in the markets. Okay, now if you pan your vision to the middle panel, you can see a visual representation of each carbon asset in the form of candlesticks. Now you can also switch between different carbon assets to visualize its current pricing by clicking on the tab above. Now users may choose to see a broad view or a more close-up view of each candlestick by sliding the zoom function left and right. Now, since transparency is of utmost importance, users are able to go back and forth from previous dates and prices all the way to the present time to make better and informed decisions before trading. Now, on the left panel right here, where you can say, please place order, you will see the trade order function. Now, this is very straightforward, which is something that users can take away from this design panel. Now, what you can do is choose the specific carbon asset you wish to trade by simply clicking on the drop-down menu. And you will be able to see all the 5 assets I've explained earlier, from CORSIA, aviation credits, down to NEC. Now, decide on what order type you wish to execute your trade. There are 2 types. Market execution means you are placing your trade in real time at current market price. There are 2 kinds of limit orders, buy limit and sell limit, which means that you can choose a specific price you expect to purchase a carbon asset. And when the market reaches that level, your trade can be automatically executed for you. Now, just right below that, you can input the number of contracts you wish to purchase, and the corresponding unit price for each can be seen just below. You can readily see the total fee for the transaction, as well as the estimated total for the entire trade. And it also shows the profit that CCE make every time a trade is been made. Now, the current balance is also indicated for a quick reference and decision-making, whether to add more trades or hold off momentarily. The carbon credits purchased by our clients can either be used for carbon offsetting or keep in his account for future trading purposes. Now, as with most exchanges, CCE is prioritizing on transparency. Now, this is very important, and an order book visual can be seen on the middle panel, just below the chart portion. Now, this order book represents the actual carbon credits being bought and sold in real time. Now, again, for convenience, you can switch between the different types of carbon assets by clicking on the tab above. Now, just below the asset tabs, you can see the numbers on the left, which is the price for 1 ton of carbon credit, as well as the long or buy positions and transactions happening in real time. Similarly, on the right side is the amount of short or sell transactions in real time. Okay, now let's go down below. Below is the last part of the exchange, and this is what we call the trade history section. Now, it is what it is, and this shows all the previous transactions that occurred within the exchange at any particular date. Now, you can use this as a reference to make better and informed decisions before trading. You can see the type of order made, whether it's a buy or sell, the price for each of the carbon credit during that particular day, the amount of carbon credit transacted, as well as the total volume of fiat currency that's been used to buy these credits. Now, on the rightmost is the total fee that the exchange has generated in facilitating each transaction. And it shows the amount of profit CCE can make for that trade. So we hope that this has provided you with a better understanding on how the corporate exchange works for carbon asset pricing, visualizing the candlesticks, order blocks, fees generated, and how our corporate clients execute market and limit orders. So from here on, I'll continue with the next presentation, which is on the admin exchange. Okay, now let's move on to the admin exchange. Okay, the key details of the admin account, which will help you better understand this, is how much we profit, we generate a day, and the asset we are holding as well. So let me begin. If you look at the upper left block, you will find the candlestick charts similar to that of the corporate exchange. Now, as mentioned, the exchange prioritizes pricing transparency. And this is exactly what you can see represented in each candlestick. You can zoom in and you can zoom out and appreciate the price action movements of a particular carbon asset from previous dates up to the present. And on the same block, upper right, you will see first line, you can see the current market price of the asset you are looking at, including the 24-hour change. The second line shows the highs and lows for the day. And the third line shows the daily volume and the total daily transaction volume. Now, this is important. As you know, we generate 5% from this daily transacted volume. Now, if you pan to your right, you will see the carbon market block. Now, this is where all the available assets traded in the exchange can be seen, and each asset is separated into tabs similar to that of the corporate exchange. You'll see CCC, NCC, RCC, ACC, and NEC. And in the previous session, we've already explained what each of these assets mean and what they stand for. Now, the most important number in this block is the carbon indicator. Now, this figure is calculated from the formula total carbon asset of our company plus profit of our company divided by the total carbon asset of our company. Now, from this formula, you will realize that the carbon indicator value will always go up due to the increasing carbon credit pricing and profit from the company. Now, below is that table that shows the quantity of credits that's in our registry and the price per ton of carbon credit and the total value in fiat currency. Now, the middle blocks may be somehow familiar to individuals and organizations who's done some trading in the past. Now, for those seeing this for the first time, so these middle blocks on the left and right are what we call the order blocks. Now, it represents the actual carbon credits being bought and sold in real time. And you can see these numbers on the far left, which is the price for 1 ton of carbon credit, and the type of credit and the total transaction volume for that particular asset. Now, with these order blocks, you can appreciate the daily transaction volume for any type of asset. Now, below is the last part of the exchange, and this is called the trade history section. Now, this shows all the previous transactions that has transpired in any particular date within the exchange. You can see the type of order made, whether it's a buy or a sell, the price for each carbon credit during that particular day, the amount of carbon credit transacted, as well as the total volume of fiat that's been used to buy these credits. And on the rightmost is the important number that shows the total fee that the exchange has generated in facilitating each transaction. Now, there goes our admin and corporate exchange, and I hope that the simple explanations has provided you with a much better understanding about the exchange. So let me continue with my next presentation, and this is going to be the exciting part, which is the highlight of today's presentation, which is the global outlook for 2023 and some positive things that to look forward to from market trends, corporate branding, and future initiatives in 2024. Okay, in this presentation, what I'll be tackling would be 3 parts. Will be the CCE market trends, corporate branding initiatives, and the future development and plans of CCE. So let me start first with the market trends. I'll be going over it per paragraph so that you'll be able to catch up with the translations. So the achievements of the 26th United Nations Climate Change, or COP26, has been the highlight of the Glasgow Agreement. This calls for a global target of achieving net zero for greenhouse gases by the year 2050. And this has actually sparked worldwide efforts towards emission reduction. Now, at the moment, there are only 73 carbon pricing mechanisms around the world. Now, this covers nearly 1/4 of the world's greenhouse gas emissions. However, this is the takeaway. The New York Mercantile Exchange in January 2022 has priced emission offsets in the form of carbon balance, or CBL, at $7.53 per ton. The latest price for contracts expiring in July 2025 is already at $8.89 per ton. Now, this drives the futures curve, and it shows a positive growth trend. Now, what we're looking here is that it's indicative that the futures trading price by the end of 2025 will likely be above $9 per ton. That is a positive growth curve and something to look forward to in the future. Now, this is happening all across the Asia Pacific region, and we are really liking what we're seeing at this point. So far, the carbon market exchanges established across the APAC region are namely in Thailand and Malaysia, in Taiwan through their Taiwan Carbon Exchange, which officially launched in August 7th. Indonesia plans to implement carbon exchange this September, and Vietnam also plans to pilot their carbon trade exchange from 2025. Now let's go into the financial report for the first half of 2023. Let's go at this one at a time. And number one, we'll look at the performance overview for the first half of 2023. Now, the total revenue for this period has already reached $251 million. And the Clover Carbon Exchange saw a significant increase of a whopping 48% in revenue compared to the same period last year. The second one will be the innovative carbon credit securitization, which is the key priority that makes the exchange tick. Repackaged as marketable securities with interest to enhance appeal to investors. And by securitizing these carbon emission allowances, this very action enhances the diversity and the liquidity of carbon trading. And to complement all of this would be a lively carbon trading market. Now, of course, it's mandatory to report carbon trading, and the scope of carbon regulations expand. And the demand for carbon trading is increasing, and this leads to a more active market. Now, the primary source of revenue is transaction fees. Now, this enables us to effectively expand and meet the growing demand for carbon quotas. Okay, now the income statement. Let me make some valuable summarizations on this part. So this is in comparison to the year 2022 and the second quarter of this year. Now, we've already seen a significant increase in trading fees from $115 million to $173.5 million simply just at the second quarter of 2023. Now, securitization has also increased by 15% from $53.8 million in 2022 up by $78.0 million or $78 million in the second quarter of 2023. This brings us to a total core business revenue of $251.5 million US. Now, the overhead from management, the R&D has significantly been reduced, or should I say, well maintained, despite the increase in revenue. But I would say that the total core business output of $194.9 million far outweighs that in the 2022 figures, which is only standing at 114. So we're looking brighter and much stronger at the second quarter of 2023. Okay, let's go into the market trends. Now, the emergence of CCE has prompted leaders from around the world to proactively engage with us. Now, in order to capitalize on the carbon trading trend, let me introduce the business scope that has expanded to encompass multiple countries. Now, these are practically where we are and where we have the presence: the Greater China region, South Korea, Taiwan, Japan, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, Africa, Ghana, and of course, Spain. Now, on to our company updates. Something more exciting and something that would lighten up your day for today. Now, in order to fulfill the goal of serving Clover global members and creating more diverse possibilities for the company and its members in the future, we plan to establish the Clover Dubai Global Member Center in the first quarter of 2024. Doesn't that sound exciting? Something to look forward to as early as next year. Now, the Clover Global Member Center is a premium platform that allows you to enjoy multiple benefits of carbon neutrality. So, from me to you, we look forward to meeting you in Dubai. Now let's go to the second part, which are corporate branding initiatives. Now at CCE, we just don't stay with generating profits. We go beyond that. We are committed to creating meaningful impact for the earth. Now, each year we allocate a certain amount of donation fund, and these in collaboration with alliance partners. We shared our passion for caring for the planet, and among those alliances we have generated would be with the World Land Trust Fund, the Rainforest Trust Fund, and the Ecological Center. Okay, now as we progress, we would also like to share CCE's corporate co-branded card. Now with these two global major card issuers, Visa and MasterCard. Now CCE has collaborated with these two giants in the issuance of CCE corporate co-branded card. CCE co-branded card can be also used in subscribing to carbon allowance contracts and can be used in integrating convenient mobile digital payment technology for an enhanced payment experience. As they said, with one device in hand, the world is at your fingertips. Now, something more adventurous this time. So CCE has been featured in the Global Banking and Finance Review magazine. CCE is at the forefront of innovative carbon emissions trading, working together with people worldwide to create a sustainable future. So being featured in the Global Banking and Finance Review, which is a leading online print magazine, is truly an honor. This has actually evolved as a financial sector's urgent need for a more balanced viewpoint and independent news coverage. This is an independent, authoritative, and in-depth news reporting magazine. Okay, following that would be another feature by CCE in the CEO Views, which specializes in reporting on world-renowned entrepreneurs. Now, the CEO or the Chief Executive Officer's Perspective View is a prestigious American magazine and a globally recognized publication among the top 10 innovative brands of 2023. It is an authoritative magazine, and it serves as a crucial reference for industry entrepreneurs. And of course, being featured at the CEO View is truly a pride and a privilege of CCE. Now, this passion and eagerness for knowledge in the realms of business and technology have been the primary reason for the sustained leading position in the professional market of the CEO Views. Okay, finally, we are looking at another feature, potentially with the Silicon Review magazine. Now, as advocates of carbon neutrality, CCE will share innovative carbon emissions trading solutions that contribute to environmental conservation. This is a solid step towards achieving our net zero emission goals. Now, Silicon Review magazine is globally trusted. It's an online print community for business and technology professionals, and it also shares innovative business solutions developed by established solutions provider. And this is a neutral source of information for technology decision makers. Okay. Now let's look into the last part of our presentation. CCE has been invited to participate in the 2023 Service Trade Fair Environmental Services Special Exhibition, and this will definitely propel its prominence in the field of China's carbon market to new heights. Now, if you're available, this will be held on September 2nd to 6th this year at the National Stadium in number 9 Tianjin East Road in Beijing, China. The organizers of this special exhibition is the Ministry of Commerce of the People's Republic of China, Beijing Municipality of Jiangxi. Following this is the 2023 London Climate Technology Show. Now, CCE is very lucky to be participating in this exhibition. And not only that, CCE is the gold sponsor for this event. This is an excellent opportunity to showcase the company's achievements and capabilities, expand into the international market, establish partnerships, and enhance brand influence and global recognition. So if you are around, the London Climate Technology Show is happening on the 26th until the 27th of September 2023 at the London International Exhibition Center. So what will be on at the London Climate Technology would be the new opportunities for the future of carbon trading exchanges. The CCE's Director for Strategic Planning will be inspiring insights and unveil the latest developments in prospects in carbon trading sector. Now, this presentation will delve into finding innovative solutions and address challenges of climate change by bringing fresh business opportunities to enterprises and investors. So this is not to be missed. Make sure you'll be there to provide a deep understanding of the significance of carbon trading exchange and how to seize future opportunities in the transition to a low carbon economy. So we anticipate and look forward to welcoming you in the London Climate Technology Show in September. Okay, now aside from this, we would like to share our partnership with the Beishan Ecological Park in Taiwan, China. Now, forging this partnership together, the Beishan Ecological Park are joining forces with CCE to collaborate efforts to maintain and nurture a 100-acre forest area. Now, this partnership will create a carbon sink and contribute to a more environmental conservation efforts. This paves the way for a greener and more sustainable future. So we look forward to making more contributions on the lands of China and to have fulfill a more shared vision of both parties being sustainable in their development. So what else are we doing with this collaboration? With this collaboration, we're boosting carbon sequestration for carbon neutrality. We'll explore other methods together to increase green carbon, moving towards the path to net zero. We'll also be talking more about green development and sustainability, and both CCE and Beishan Ecological Park will, of course, be promoting the utilization of renewable energy. And finally, we're promoting environmental awareness and social responsibility. Together, we will conduct environmental awareness campaigns to guide society's attention towards environmental protection and practicing corporate social responsibility. So in the future, CCE will continue to collaborate with even more corporate entities and collectively write the story of sustainability to contribute to Earth's enduring future. Okay, now starting today, it brings me great joy to announce something exciting. As long as you achieve the CGA level, you will be recognized as a CCE Green Ambassador. Now, as a Green Ambassador, you'll receive 1 entry pass to the CCE Dubai International Launch Conference and be awarded during the December event. Now, this event period is from now until the 15th of November. Now, note that there are Green Ambassador level badge pins from CGA 1 Silver Leaf Silver Badge Pin all the way to the CGA 5 Diamond Leaf Diamond Badge Pin. So we look forward to welcoming everybody and the CCE Dubai International Launch Conference. And finally, we have reached the end of our presentation. Now, looking at the Dubai International launch in December of 2023. So what to expect? So apart from expressing gratitude to all the members for the support, this will be a themed dinner that aims to enhance the awareness and involvement of guests in carbon neutrality goals and actions. Now, it'll also be a wonderful occasion to showcase CCE's exchange social responsibility. So what are the highlights of the event? Now, the highlights include special sharing by authorities from international and green organizations, low carbon gala dinner cuisine, and the unveiling of CCE's key development plans for 2024. And this is something that we've been mentioning ever since the progress updates on the 2026 NASDAQ listing plan. So CCE Green Ambassador Awards ceremony will also be happening in the launch conference. So, and there you go. We have reached the final part of our presentation. I'd like to thank you for listening in, and we look forward to seeing you in all of the CCE events and conferences. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.